juice right there. That is straight juice. That jig is beautiful. They sent me a whole package of them. I think they are selling them now. I think they sell them in packs of 6. You can buy either 6 different ones or 6 of the same ones, which is nice because I always hang up my jigs and always lose them. So this is really nice to have. The Outdoor Co. If you do buy some from them, use code HARKEY20, all caps, and you'll get 20% off your order. So that's super nice, and they help us out a lot. So if you could just go help them out. I'm gonna tie one of these on. We're gonna go through this cove and see if we can't catch anything, but I'm gonna talk to you guys a little bit about just what I like to fish in the fall and good fall baits to use while fishing in the fall. Now, Tablerock people, if you're from Tablerock, which none of you guys probably are, chances of it, but if you're from Tablerock, you're gonna get a way better advantage. This is gonna be kind of a lake report for you guys, so it's going to be super nice for you guys. Everyone else on different lakes or fishing ponds or something, same rules apply. Just on Tablerock, this is kind of a guaranteed deal. We've been fishing all morning. We got up about 6 o'clock, got here about 7:30. We've been fishing all morning and we haven't had much luck, to be honest. It's that cold front. I guess you guys don't know about it. We've had rain all week, cold rain all week. It moved the water temperature down. It's 62 degrees, the water temperature is, so it's kind of cooled off. It was, I think, 65 at the beginning of the week. So that rain really cooled this off, and it finally quit raining yesterday morning, and that should, I would think, would trigger some fish into biting. And we've already had 4 or 5 blow-ups. I shouldn't say blow-ups, 4 or 5 hits. That's straight juice right there. I'm gonna put a trailer on it. We'll be good to go. Going to use Zoom watermelon candy. Guess you can't really see that right there. We're gonna combine that. This is gonna be the trailer for that jig. And after that, we should be mint. Should be straight juice right here. If you want to see how we rig these things up, we have another video on it. Tablerock fishing, jig fishing, and we kind of go into detail of what all we do with it. You'll kind of see here, but it's a super good video. It's doing really good. You guys seem to like it. So I may do another one, something like that. I'm not really sure yet. Just let me know in the comments of what you guys want to see. This is straight juice right there. I don't know if it'll focus, but straight juice. I'm gonna go over some fall baits I like to use personally. Just what all I do with them, what I use them on, and why I use them. So first off, we're gonna start with the normal chatterbait right there. This is a jackhammer chatterbait with just a shiner on the back. And I love chatterbaits. I love fishing them. I always fish them in ponds, but I never fish them in lakes. This year I'm actually fishing it a lot more. I used it a lot up in Kentucky and had all my fish in Kentucky there on this chatterbait. So I'm just in love with this thing. I love pitching it up into brush, fishing it slow, just slow rolling it. A lot of people like to jerk them and fish them all different ways. I don't. I really just have a slow retrieve on it and just reel it in. Just right now it's cold. I just reel it just enough where it's chattering. So that's going to be the first bait right there I like to use, is the jackhammer chatterbait. Since we went over the chatterbait, we're going to go ahead and move on to the spinnerbait right there. Right now on Tablerock, they're hitting this kind of gray, kind of a rat color. This is a red, white, and blue, kind of like a 4th of July spinnerbait. I ran out of spinnerbaits. Actually, we're going to have to go get some more because we're about out, but we have number 5 spinner on there. See, that's just what I like to feel. You can feel it thumping through the water, and if it's not, you just jerk it and it'll quit. I love this thing. We actually had a fish earlier today on it, and we had a few more hits on it, but that's going to be bait number 2 I'd use. I have just a small swim bait on it, so, and then I've got a trailer hook. I was fishing this thing without a trailer hook because I actually forgot to put one on, and I was missing all my fish. So I threw one on, and right away I had a fish. But it's tough out here. I mean, we fish for 2 or 3 hours and only have 2 fish, and one on the chatterbait and one on the spinnerbait. So that is going to be my number 2 pick. I love this. I love the spinnerbait in the fall. It's perfect. Everyone can really fish it. It's super easy, and there's so many ways you can fish it. You can fish it deep. You can fish it shallow. Right now we're fishing it super shallow. I mean, we're throwing it up on the bank and reeling it into the water, and they'll just hit it right off the bank. So that's going to be my choice number 2 of fall fishing, just because you can fish it wherever. Right now the fish are halfway in the middle of the transit. Shad are moving back up in coves. Fish are moving up trying to find the shad. So I mean, you can catch them anywhere. You can find them out deep and shallow, all that stuff. So that's going to be my choice. I throw it over a log. I'll slow roll it over it, and sometimes it'll go over that log. I'll drop it, just stop reeling it, and it'll flutter down, and they'll just crush it right then and there. Or I'll just slow retrieve it, have it kind of bouncing off the bottom as it comes back to the boat, and they like that too. So that's choice number 2 for me, is the old spinnerbait. Now in fall, I always have a topwater bait, some sort of topwater bait. This morning it was a buzz bait. I also have a trailer hook on there. You can see it sticking out if it focused, but I've got a buzz bait right now. This is a clunker. These are my favorite. As you can see right there, it's got that little bell, and that thing will hit that as it goes. It makes a super loud noise, and it just gets some fish fired up, gets them, especially fishing docks. We got a tournament this weekend.
Just one jump.
These fish will
you hit
just
right on
hammer
it,
this
now
thing.
twitch it.
So I always keep topwater on, because you'll be fishing in the middle of the day, and they'll just start busting right beside you, and if you don't have a topwater out, you probably aren't going to catch them unless you're throwing like a spinnerbait or something. But I also like a spook and a whopper plopper. Those are also really good baits to use on the topwater. And I only tied this on. My buddy went fishing last night and said he was catching them on the buzz bait. So I figured it was super foggy this morning, and I went and thrown it around some docks, and we didn't have nothing on it, but we didn't fish it very long. So definitely have a topwater tied on in the fall. You never know when you might need it, and a lot of times you can fish it throughout the entire day and have fish hit it. So choice number 3, a buzz bait, topwater bait. Anything that resembles a shad, really. The fish, and perch. Perch are a big deal right now. The fish are feeding on them shad, following them up to the coves and eating them shallow. They'll pin them up against the bank, and they'll eat it shallow. So that's my 3rd choice of baits to use in the fall. Now, to slow it down a little bit in the fall, they'll get cold. They'll not want to move much. They won't want to eat much. Just to slow it down, you're going to have to finesse them. And one way I love to do that is jigs. Jigs are perfect for brush pile fishing in the fall and just fishing up close. We're about to go down this bank right here and with the jig and see if we can't catch anything. And you already know the Outdoor Company, they hook us up. They're awesome jigs. I love them. Big, thick, heavy gauged hook and a super nice brush guard right there. I don't know if you can see it, but nice brush guard. I mean, they don't hang up at all. I've had probably 2 or 3 hang up the entire time I've been fishing them, and I've been fishing them for a few months now, and they always seem to catch them, always. I've got this big package here. They just look juicy. That's straight juice. The heads are painted on them. They just look awesome. You can see that purple head, and then that watermelon, brown, all that stuff. It just looks so good. So we're gonna throw that some, see if we can't get nothing on it. And those would be my baits I'd use in the fall. And to also slow it down and finesse them, and a good topwater. If a bass comes up, hits a topwater, a lot of people don't know this. I learned from Fish the Moment. He's an awesome guy. I watch his videos all the time. So shout out to him. But fish a topwater, one blows up and he misses it, throw a wacky rig worm into there. They'll hit it almost every time. If you miss one on topwater, you throw that right where you missed them and they'll just crush it. And that kind of goes along with fishing finesse here. I'll probably tie this on too and just throw it in the brush, see if I can't get nothing. it gets hung up super easy, but it's got these 2 weed guards, which don't really work every time, but they do sometimes. So that's another good choice I'd use. But mainly I just use moving baits, some moving baits that can go slow, like a spinnerbait or chatterbait, and I just stick to it. I'd burn bank. I mean, we're cruising through all this stuff right now. We're about to slow it down and fish a little bit slower with that jig, and see if we can't get nothing to bite. So we're gonna keep burning these banks and keep fishing, see what we can't find, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. Oh, I had one. One thing I really like about fishing this spinnerbait is that you can fish it shallow and you can fish it deep. So if we're fishing deep tree tops or something like that, then you can just slow roll it over those tree tops, watch your live scope, watch whatever, and just roll it over those trees. And if you're fishing it shallow, you just reel a little faster and it'll be perfect. So I'm throwing the spinnerbait. I got her throwing the chatterbait. Had no luck so far on it, but it is tough fishing out here. It's cold. We had a cold front move in this whole week. It's been raining all week, so I mean the fish should be biting, but what we're finding is they aren't. So that's one thing I like about fishing the spinnerbait. I'm ready to catch one.
Little man.
Lost him.
I know a famous person, her daughter's name is Cove.
Yeah?
Yes.
Guess what? The daughter's not famous because her name is Cove.
Huh?
So the daughter's not famous because her name is Cove.
That's a fish. Yes.
Get the camera. Get the camera. Oh, yeah. I got it on GoPro. There we go. Finally caught one. It only took like, what time is it? 9:30. It only took an hour. We're doing pretty good. A keeper an hour. This definitely ain't a keeper, but there we go. My dad actually called me, so we didn't get that on my phone camera, but I hope we got it on GoPro. He is not very long, but he's getting pretty fat. I think he's trying to feed up for winter. We had this cold front in, and I think it's kind of got them confused. He's a little chunky boy. He's eating for sure, but this is the first fish of the day on the old spinnerbait. The one thing I really like about fishing these spinnerbaits, you can see there, it's pretty small profile. The blades are pretty big, but it's pretty small profile. We've been seeing some shad jump here and there, and they're pretty small. So I've got her throwing a chatterbait, I'm throwing the spinnerbait. We're just experimenting, seeing what we can find. Right now we're fishing this bluff wall, you can kind of see, and they're super shallow. I mean, they're right up on the bank. I've gotten a few hits, but we're just gonna keep going down this bank and seeing what we can't find. So.
Is that good?
Yeah. Oh, he's fit. He spit it. I seen him. He's tiny. So right now we're just burning down this bank, flipping this brush. Here on Tablerock, they're getting real up close to timber, and they'll be almost inside of it. And so that's what we're doing today. We're just going to be cruising down this bank, trying to find whatever bites. You really gotta search for the hungry ones, the ones that are wanting to eat, and you'll catch the ones that do, especially if you're using the right baits. And so we're just going down. I've got hit on both the chatterbait and the spinnerbait, and I'm using the chatterbait right now. I mean, I'm just slow retrieving this thing in, burning this bank. It's a super good way to just kind of gain some ground and just go down as much bank as you can as possible. Because when it gets cold like this, you really just want to find those fish, and they're everywhere. They're so scattered right now looking for shad, and in the middle of transit into their fall transit. and soon to be winter transit, because winter pretty much hit us in 1 week, and it's been cold all week. So I think they're kind of confused, just like we are. But we're just gonna keep burning this bank looking for some fish. Oh, I had a fish. See right there, I just had a fish. He nailed it. He chased it out off that, I think he chased off this timber, and he just hit right there. These people ever get done? You can turn it off. Well guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that short little video. I know we didn't catch much, but it was a tough day, and it's been tough for 2 weeks now on Tablerock Lake. And I mean, we just went out and had a good time. We stayed out for like probably 4 hours and had 2 bites, or 2 fish, and then a few bites. But those are just my fall fishing baits I like to use. I know I only used the spinnerbait and the chatterbait really in this video, but it was just good weather for it. Top water we were a little late on, but that's what we just mainly used all day. And I do want to give a few people a shout out here. So if you guys are into gaming, into all that stuff, like I like gaming, I actually watch videos of people streaming on Twitch and all that stuff. If you like that, go follow my boy Social King, no spaces, just Social King. And he's got awesome contents. He's a good buddy of mine, and he's hilarious. So you guys definitely want to go check him out. And if you don't watch gaming, go check him out anyways. I'm sure you'll enjoy it, whether you like gaming or not, because he's just a funny guy. He's got a Facebook page, Social Exotics. He's actually real into snakes, and it's wild. Me personally, I do not like snakes, but watching what he does is truly amazing. It's pretty cool to see what he handles. So I hope you guys like this video. I'm trying to get you guys more engaged. Follow my Instagram, Harkey_fishing and Mason025. I'm still debating on keeping one account or not. I'll for sure keep Mason025, so make sure you go follow that account at least. I post questions on my story, and you guys can get featured in one of my videos. I may do a sit down question deal if you have a question about anything in general or just fishing questions. So I like to get you guys engaged. Our giveaways coming up. I can't wait to give you guys some rod and reel combos. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and thank you guys for watching.